Weather Authority Alert Day goes into effect for tomorrow because we're tracking our next big time front. Now, temperatures out there this morning ranging between about 25 and 35 degrees. Some spots starting to warm up out there like Stewart now at 38, Hot Springs at 42, as we'll start to see our winds become more out of the south, bringing in some warmer and more humid air into the region. Also, winds will start to gust right around the middle of the day and then continue throughout the rest of the evening and into the overnight hours. But as for your exercise planner for the rest of the morning and into the early afternoon, going to be pretty nice. A little bit chilly out there, but remember the winds start to pick up right around the middle of the day, and temperatures also start to heat up to about 58 degrees by 1 p.m. Then eventually we'll get into the 60s across the Roanoke Valley. Botetourt will likely get to about 58, 59. Rocky Mount 60, Lynchburg 62, same for Alta Vista. South Boston, Danville mid 60s, and then parts of the New River Valley staying in the low 50s like Hillsville and Independence, areas like Galax as well. 60 for Covington and Lexington. Now, Weather Authority Alert Day does go into effect for tomorrow. We're tracking our first springtime front that is going to be pushing in, bringing the chance for some severe weather. Gusty winds are the biggest threat with this, as well as some heavy pockets of some rain. Also, isolated hailstones are possible, and then we can never rule off an isolated tornado with this event as well. Now, as we have a look at current radar, if we could get rid of this tag here, we'll really see what's happening down in Texas right now. We've got a big time line of thunderstorms developing, spanning almost all the way down into parts of Mexico and then all the way up into Iowa. So this is going to continue to push off east over the course of the next day and a half or so. And you notice there's a lot of stuff ongoing on your screen. We've got light colors of brown, which is a wind advisory in place for all of these areas out ahead of the storm system. And then we've got a high wind warning in places for areas on the backside of the front, as well as areas of Louisiana and along parts of the Appalachians. So we're going to be tracking some really gusty winds here over the course of the next day and a half or so. Here's a look at future radar. We do have a level 3 out of 5 in place for areas like Shreveport, Monroe, Jackson, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, currently where Mardi Gras is unfolding. So some of those festivities will likely have to be canceled for later today or this afternoon, because by 4 p.m. I'm going to continue to track some of these isolated supercell storms that are going to be building off towards the east, and then a line tries to get developed right in our neck of the woods. You see it spanning all the way down into South Carolina. That would provide some really, really gusty and some really nasty winds for us. Now, moving into tomorrow afternoon, eventually the threat pushes off towards the east, but you notice still level 3 in effect for parts of the mid-Atlantic. This also includes parts of Southside. As for the majority of us under that level 2 threat now, it has been upgraded since yesterday. We were under a level 1 threat for the majority of the viewing area. Now just about everyone is under that level 2 threat. Parts of Southside under that level 3 threat. Here is a look at futurecasts. We start off a little bit clear today, then we'll get mostly cloudy once we head into the afternoon. Notice wind's going to be out of the south. Let's back that up again. Wind's going to be out of the south, so we're continuing to track that through about 10 p.m. later on this evening, adding in more moisture, more warmth. Then once we get to tomorrow morning, we start to see some of those isolated showers ahead of the front. Then we start to see that line get together in parts of the New River Valley, and then eventually push off towards the east over the course of the morning hours between about 8 and 10 a.m. Then maybe some residual moisture left over behind the front. Then our winds also start to gust. So we'll be tracking isolated showers as we head into tomorrow night, as well as maybe parts of Thursday morning. Now, the winds at the mid-levels are just howling. Those browns and red pockets are winds at least 50 miles per hour at 1 mile of altitude. So if any of those get mixed down to the surface, we're talking some big-time winds gusting close to 60, maybe 70 miles an hour at times. As for your 7-day forecast, we look to clear up for the rest of the week. Temperatures slowly warming up as we head into the weekend.